The assignment. The interrogation room felt colder than winter, not because of the air conditioning, because everyone inside already believed Jayden Walker was guilty. The detectives staring across the table believed it. The officers standing by the door believed it. The reporters waiting outside believed it. Even the strangers flooding social media believed it. Only one person seemed confused. Jayden himself. His hands trembled slightly as he stared at the thick file sitting on the metal table. Photos, financial records, phone logs, witness statements. An entire case built around him. A case he had never seen before. A case that claimed he was connected to crimes he had never heard of. Then one detective slid a photograph across the table. Explain this. Jayden looked down. His stomach dropped. For the first time, he realized someone hadn't simply accused him. Someone had built an entire life around the lie. And somewhere outside that room, the person responsible was smiling. Because this hadn't started today. It had started months earlier. The day Jayden became an assignment.
Everyone believed Jayden Walker was guilty. There was only one problem. He was innocent.
The perfect victim. Before his arrest, Jayden Walker lived an ordinary life. He was 22 years old, a college student, a part-time warehouse worker, the kind of person people rarely noticed. His days followed the same routine. Morning classes, evening shifts, late nights studying, weekends helping his mother around their small apartment. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. His mother, Angela, often joked that Jayden was too good for his own sake, too trusting, too willing to believe the best in people. Neither of them realized those qualities would soon become dangerous. Because while Jayden focused on exams and bills, someone else was studying him. A powerful man named Vincent Moretti. Vincent wasn't famous, at least not publicly. But behind closed doors, he controlled an empire built on corruption, fraud, and intimidation. When one of his criminal operations began attracting unwanted attention, Vincent needed protection. Not legal protection, a human shield. Someone who could absorb the blame if everything fell apart. Someone ordinary, someone believable, someone whose innocence would make the lie easier to sell. After weeks of research, Vincent's team selected a name. Jayden Walker. The assignment had begun. Cliffhanger. Vincent had found his victim. Now he needed someone to deliver him. The woman with instructions. Vanessa Cruz had spent years doing things she wasn't proud of. She knew how to earn trust, how to manipulate conversations, how to become exactly what people needed her to be. That was why Vincent hired her. Her instructions were simple. Meet Jayden, become important to him, gain access to his life, then help destroy it. The first meeting happened on a rooftop party. Everything was planned, even the timing. Vanessa approached Jayden with a smile. A casual conversation became an hour. An hour became multiple phone calls. Soon they were spending time together regularly. To Jayden, it felt natural. To Vanessa, it was work. At first. But the deeper she got, the more uncomfortable she became. Jayden wasn't what she expected. He wasn't arrogant. He wasn't selfish. He wasn't reckless. He was kind. And kindness has a way of complicating evil plans. For the first time in years, Vanessa began questioning the people she worked for. Unfortunately, Vincent noticed everything, especially doubt. Cliffhanger. Vanessa was beginning to care about the man she was supposed to destroy. The warning nobody heard. Angela Walker didn't trust Vanessa. Not because she had evidence, because she had instincts. A lifetime of hardship had taught her to recognize danger. Whenever Vanessa visited, something felt off. Too polished, too perfect, too rehearsed. Angela tried warning her son, but Jayden dismissed her concerns. He believed his mother was being overprotective. After all, Vanessa had never given him a reason to doubt her. The closer they became, the less he noticed the subtle changes happening around him. Documents disappearing, private information being exposed, questions that seemed harmless but revealed important details. Vanessa wasn't stealing his money. She was collecting pieces of his life. Every answer, every habit, every weakness. Meanwhile, Vincent's people were preparing something much larger. A trap so convincing that once it was triggered, almost nobody would question it. The pieces were moving into place, and Jayden still had no idea he was standing at the center of the board. Cliffhanger. The trap was ready. All Vincent needed was the right moment to spring it. The day everything collapsed. The knock came before sunrise. Then another. Then the sound of a battering ram. Police stormed the apartment. Lights flashed through the darkness. Officers shouted commands. Angela screamed. Neighbors gathered outside. Jayden stood frozen. The accusations came fast. Fraud, conspiracy, financial crimes, organized criminal activity. The charges sounded insane, but the evidence looked real. Bank transfers linked to his name. Messages connected to criminal networks. Witnesses claiming they knew him. Every piece appeared legitimate. Within hours, his photograph was everywhere. News channels called him a mastermind. Social media called him a monster. People who had never met him celebrated his arrest. Jayden kept waiting for someone to realize there had been a mistake. Nobody did. Cliffhanger. Everyone believed the evidence. Everyone except one detective. The detective's doubt. Detective Lawson Grant had investigated criminals for over 20 years. He trusted evidence, but he trusted experience more. Something about Jayden bothered him. The young man looked terrified, not because he had been caught, because he genuinely didn't understand what was happening. Grant reviewed the case, then reviewed it again. Small inconsistencies began appearing. A timestamp that didn't match. A witness statement that sounded rehearsed. Financial records created too perfectly. The deeper he dug, the more questions emerged. Someone had gone to extraordinary lengths to frame Jayden, but proving it would be nearly impossible. Meanwhile, pressure mounted from above. The public wanted convictions. The media wanted headlines. His supervisors wanted the case closed. Grant was standing alone, and whoever built the conspiracy was watching him closely. Cliffhanger. Grant wasn't the only person starting to question the truth. The breaking point. Vanessa could no longer sleep. Every interview with Angela felt like punishment. Every news report made her feel sick. She watched an innocent family being destroyed, and she knew she had helped cause it. Then Vincent contacted her. His message was simple. Stay silent, or suffer the consequences. For the first time, Vanessa became afraid of the people she worked for. Not afraid of losing money. Afraid of losing her life. Yet guilt kept growing. Eventually, she made a decision. A dangerous one. She started documenting everything. Meetings, messages, phone calls, secrets, evidence. If something happened to her, she wanted the truth to survive. She had no idea that one hidden recording would soon change everything. Cliffhanger. Vanessa finally had proof, but exposing it could get her killed. The truth emerges. The breakthrough arrived unexpectedly. A recording. One conversation. One mistake Vincent never realized existed. Detective Grant listened in disbelief. The entire conspiracy unfolded through the speakers. The setup, the planted evidence, the manipulation, the assignment. Every horrifying detail was there. Soon Vanessa added her own confession. Public pressure exploded. The story changed overnight. People who had condemned Jayden began questioning everything. Investigators reopened files. Search warrants were issued. Arrests followed. For the first time, Vincent's empire showed cracks. And once powerful people become desperate, they start turning on each other. Cliffhanger. Vincent realized the walls were closing in. Justice in the rain. Vincent ran. But there are only so many places a man can hide when his own allies begin cooperating with authorities. One by one, former associates revealed information. Bank accounts were frozen. Properties were seized. Evidence piled up. Then, on a cold, rainy evening, Vincent was found. No bodyguards. No influence. No escape plan. Just handcuffs. The very future he had prepared for Jayden. Months later, Jayden walked back into his college campus. His name had been cleared. His freedom restored. But the experience had changed him forever. Outside the lecture hall stood Angela. Proud. Relieved. Emotional. Detective Grant closed the final case file. Vanessa entered witness protection, and the city slowly moved on. But Jayden never forgot what happened, because he learned a truth few people ever understand. The most dangerous criminals aren't always the ones committing crimes. Sometimes they're the ones creating the stories everyone else believes. And sometimes justice only survives because a few brave people refuse to stop searching for the truth.
They framed an innocent man, but one mistake exposed everything. And in the end, justice won.